Hello everyone, we're going to go over more methods that you can use within the list box. We're going to explore how to use the Listbox Control to more of its full potential. So a couple of things we're going to cover: how you can clear it, how you can add items to it, how you can remove just one item from it. Let's jump right in. So first thing I'd like to do is add a couple of buttons. Button 1 here we'll rename to button clear. Let me make the text say just clear. We do want the name to say button clear though. Let's add the method. Method is automatically added for us. The name of the list box is Listbox shape here. Could also just use the autocomplete right there. Items clear. Perfect. That's all we need to do to clear it. Let's take a look at how that works. And it's cleared. But what if we want them back? Alright, let's add another button. Let's do button add. That's fine. Button add. By renaming it first before you double click, it'll bring the name over. Otherwise it's going to be button 1. I would advise against that. So now let's do, already written the code here, make my life a little easier. It's a lot of repetitive writing. So we're just going to add the same items that we've already written here, right? That's all I'm doing. But now we're doing it from the code behind rather than from the form. And we can run this, see how this works. Clear, add, that's perfect. One thing you'll notice is if I click add again, it's going to keep adding them. So to remove that functionality, what you can do is put this clear function in front of it. So now you're always going to have a clean slate before you start adding them. It's just going to always delete the box, and then you add the new items to it. You might want this in some situations, you might not, so be careful when you use a clear function like that. But in this case, we'll say that we do want that. And one last item I'd like to show. Let's build a remove button. This will be fun. Button remove. I want the spacing to be a little more even between my buttons. Cool. Button remove click. So here we have two things going on here. So we're calling the list box shape. We're calling the items, just like we did on these here. I'll go over in more detail what we're doing here. And then we have the remove function. And then inside the remove function, we are then referencing the list box shape again, and then we're choosing only to remove the selected item. And then afterwards, we are removing our selection. So to show that in action, let's run. So now we've removed circle, and then also, you can't see it, but I'm pretty sure it was holding it in selection behind the scenes. Yeah, it still is holding it in selection, which doesn't clear it, unfortunately, but this is pretty good practice, because sometimes it'll hold onto your cleared selection. So let's go over kind of what we did here really quick. So to use the list box, you always have to know the name of the list box here. So we have list box shape. And then I'm using the specific dot items of the list box. Does that show up right here? Yes. So you can see on the properties you have the items collection. And within that items selection here, there's quite a few methods. So we can explore that by doing dot items, dot here, and then we see everything that we can do with the items. So those are the specific, in this case we have the 3 items that are built, that we've populated ahead of time. So there's add range, all of these. What we went over was clear, remove, and add. A couple of these that are easy to explain. ToString. I wonder how that would work. It might show all of them. I don't know off the top of my head what it's converting to string. We go ahead and explore that on your own. And then index of is a pretty simple one. That's going to say which position it's in, if it's in the 0, first, second position. Insert should be a pretty relatively easy one to use. You say where you insert it. So here it says it takes 2 parameters here. So first you're going to tell it where you insert it, and then you're going to give it the item. Yeah, so if you ever want to see what you can do with the items, you get this nice little menu after you type the dot in Visual Studio here. So that's kind of a way to learn on the fly if you're trying to look at, well, what can list boxes do? You can do that. You can also look it up. Microsoft has a lot of good documentation out there to look these things up. Yeah, that covers list boxes, everything I want to cover for now. I think we're going to conclude there, so thanks for watching.